Transformer guy?
Optimus?
No, the one that like so. I guess not just Transformers. You remember the guy that would like introduce the movies back in the 90s?
Oh,
that cool voice.
Wasn't that Optimus's voice?
Might have been.
I thought it was the same. Yeah.
It's very. Yeah, probably is.
Once upon a time.
That same old man. Yeah, in a faraway place. That's funny.
Monday, August the 26th.
Monday. We back. Hell yeah.
So we were talking before the cast. When did at the dentist? When did a deep clean become a thing? Shouldn't they have always been doing a deep clean? It seems like in the last 5-10 years they hit you with that. Be like, today we're gonna do a deep clean.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, that was a way to make money.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is like, so I was telling you about my original dentist, and I had him until I was like into my mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
Original dentist, first time, like from when I was a little kid, 6 years old, 5 years old, first dentist I ever went to. He would give you a fucking real deep clean every time.
Okay.
Like real motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You were bleeding. You knew you'd been clean.
Yeah.
And so I noticed when I went to the new dentist, they try to pull that on me. They're like, you need a deep clean, and my insurance, though, was denying it because they said I had no bone loss.
Okay.
So I guess what happens maybe is once you start getting to a level of tartar, it starts to eat away at your bone. Mm-hmm. And so then they need to get in there, right?
Yeah.
But they're supposed to get in there anyway.
They should, right?
So what happens, though, is I think it's just they wax the insurance for fucking, instead of the $100 cleaning, they hit you with the fucking $500 cleaning and call it a deep clean.
See, because I went this last week, like I was telling you, and she's like, "When's the last time you had a deep clean?" I was like, "It's been a while, I guess." And you don't really need bro, fucking tortured me. Like, I don't know. They say my shit wasn't in bad form.
Did you get a deep clean or not?
They did, and it fucking hurt, bro. Like every fucking second of it, bro. I had a fucking tear running down my fucking.
But it's like I was telling you, though. I think it's because of that. Once it starts getting so deep, it starts to eat your bone away.
See, but they didn't tell me that. They were like, they didn't tell me my shit wasn't looking all right.
They didn't tell me that originally, but I remember when they're like, it got denied through your insurance, so we're just gonna do the regular cleaning, and they're like, it got denied because or whatever. That's what my insurance said, right? Yeah. But that's how I found out that's what it does. It starts to eat your. And it makes sense because, that's what, you see old people and drug addicts, they're sunken in from their mouth, and that's because their bones are deteriorating in their face.
Their jaw bones.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Even when I was missing a tooth for a couple of years, remember? And then I finally got the crowns and got the work done. Mm-hmm. But me missing a tooth for 2 years there, it started, the whole gum started fucking caving in, bro. So it kind of makes sense, but
no, yeah,
I think they should be cleaning it good anyway, and they shouldn't charge you more. But I think it's just become And I was told that they could only do half the mouth, and then you got to go back in for the other half.
I think that depends on your tolerance to it. I wasn't tolerating it well. I was fucking in so much pain the entire fucking cleaning.
Wow.
To the point where
that was your last cleaning?
Just this last week.
Damn.
And She hit one spot and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to come back." I was like, "Fucking!" She could tell. I was like, "Fucking wincing." I was like, "Ah!" I was making noises and shit. And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna lay off this spot for a second, but I'm gonna come back to it."
That was the daughter, or that was a hygienist?
Hygienist, yeah.
Wow. So, do you remember if you had to pay out of pocket? I'm just curious.
No, I didn't have to. They didn't charge me out of pocket.
All right. Yeah, I don't know, man.
But I mean, I'm gonna get a bill for something. I'm sure. But
they would have told you that day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they just submitted to the insurance and then.
Yeah, they would have told you that day. They don't do no work until they know the insurance
got cash in hand.
Well, no, they won't do no work, and they could look up right away what your insurance will pay for, immediately almost. Yeah. So I'm sure your insurance covered it because, when I have to pay out of pocket, they'll even come before I do the work and have me sign a paper. Mm-hmm. It'll say, "All right, this is covered, and then this is what you're gonna pay out of pocket today." Mm-hmm. Sign it. It means you're gonna fucking pay when you get out of here.
You're running out the door. But yeah, no.
Okay.
So
wow, yeah. So I have heard of that. I've talked to them about it. I just honestly feel it's a money thing.
It's just a way for them to get more.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, that's just how everything is.
And I feel like it's a game with, I think the doctor's office, with like a dentist included, those little doctor's offices and stuff, they want to get the insurance they want to get as much money out of the insurance as they can, you know?
Well, dental insurance isn't good just in general, you know, like they don't cover a lot.
So I think, because I've noticed that once I've gotten, per se, the better insurance and I've been off of Medicaid, they do like x-rays and shit just to do it almost. And I'm like,
whereas before they're like, we'll do one x-ray a year.
It seemed like when he knew I was having Medicaid and I was going to have to pay for more stuff out of pocket, they just wouldn't do it. But now that I have the insurance, he tries to get it for all he can, you know?
Yeah. So when they did an x-ray just this last week of the crown I got, that's why I bumped up my appointment, because it was bugging me. And that worries me. Like when you start having problems with like a crown or something, that means like, you know, the sooner the better, right? Yeah. Because you don't know what's going on. Turns out it was all good, like I said, but I heard them talking about it, like how they were gonna bill it, so to speak. They're like, "Oh, we'll do this one as I forget the term they used."
Yeah.
But like, because they weren't X-raying the entire mouth, they were just did one X-ray at this tiny little spot as opposed to doing all 4 quadrants. But, so I might see something for that. I don't know, down the road.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I was just like,
I'm saying no, but you might.
Yeah. No, like you said, you know.
Technology's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it could happen.
Is that like, I wonder how many x-rays they have to give before that machine's paid off. You know what I'm saying? Because like, they probably get that, because those things are fucking as much as a fucking car. You know what I mean? That x-ray machine.
All this stuff is expensive for sure.
So like, I think there's a certain number of x-rays they have to give until they're making a profit on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. I mean, you can definitely think about it that way. Even, I mean, the dentist, for sure, the owner.
Yeah.
It's a good way to think of it.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, the dentist could be, man, it's just a rough situation, and it's something that you have to have, or you just look all busted up. You know what I mean?
Well, your mouth affects so many other things. You know what I mean? So many other systems in your body. Like if you don't fucking, you know, your heart, your fucking,
it's right there by your brain.
Your brain, fucking, yeah. Like when you get an infection, it's fucked up.
Damn.
And do you use a water pick? I know they recommend it to you because we go to the same dentist. They recommend it to me every time I go in there.
Yeah, I do, but I don't use it every day like I should.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So they explained it. You know, it's not a substitution for flossing. It's like it's to supplement your flossing and your brushing.
So they don't they didn't recommend a water pick to me until I got my bridge just recently. They used to recommend an electric toothbrush is what they would recommend to me all the time.
Oh, okay.
And but since I got this new work done recently, I have what's called a bridge, and so there's a small gap on top of the tooth.
So there's a spot for shit to hang out and get caught in.
Yeah. So basically, I have this certain little tool. It's called a floss threader, and I gotta fucking put it in. I put the floss. It's like it's a plastic thing, but picture a big needle. I put the floss through the needle hole, and then I run that floss threader through my bridge and pull it out. And so then I got to do the floss on it like that. But if I had when I use the water pick, it's in place of having to like put the floss threader, and like,
it's a quicker process.
But yeah, but I do, I think they're good.
Worth it? Worth the investment?
Yeah. I think I like a floss, or I like a water pick. Yeah. Huh. But I mean, you know,
let's look more into it. And you haven't gone electric on the brush.
No.
You hesitant?
You know what though? I might look into it now, because I just remember them telling me that your insurance will pay for it. And now that I've gotten the good insurance, I wonder if now they'll pay for it. Because before, when they told me that, I had the Medicaid, and I was like, yeah, like, they ain't gonna pay for my shit, you know. Yeah. But now I heard that they might pay for half, or like I'm gonna ask that at the
Well, let me know what you find out.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never heard about
that'd be
them.
nice, right? Get 50% off.
Because you could get one that's like decent for like maybe $80.
It's like $100, right? For
they go anywhere I've seen from like 50 up to like 200.
As much as you want to spend.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah, I think the electric toothbrush and the floss are like the same kind of.
The one that not this current dentist, but my previous dentist, the fucking soda maker, he
a soda pop.
he would always recommend electric, and they actually had like. This was kind of shady.
They were slanging them.
Well, no, because like they had like a voucher, like not a voucher, but like they would hand me like a flyer with the one that they recommended, and I'm like, "You getting a cut of this? What's the deal with this?"
Yeah, they send them to the Bahamas once a year. No,
yeah, to some fucking dentist convention. But this one in particular was like $120. The one that he always recommended.
Yeah, I've seen ones like that. Yeah.
But you could buy them at, they sell them at Walmart. They sell them everywhere, but just that model, I guess. But
something to it.
And then you just all you have to do is replace the heads, right? But those heads are more expensive than a traditional toothbrush, I would imagine. You buy they probably come in packs of like razors, like disposable razors.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I don't know. Enough of this dentist talk. Yeah. What's going on, AJ?
Not much.
What's new with you?
I just been working a lot, but I've been watching a lot of TV, I guess.
Okay.
So I seen a lot of stuff this last week.
Okay, I didn't have a chance to watch that doc you told me about.
That was pretty interesting.
The nurse one.
That was all right. It was all right, and like I said, it was only an hour and a half, so it's pretty painless. But that one was interesting.
That's wild when you hear those stories of nurses fucking
it was
called
people. It's called Capturing the Killer Nurse.
Okay. Was she killing adults or babies?
Dude, bro. It's a male nurse. This story, I'm sure there's a ton of them.
Yeah.
So it was killing adults. He was killing adults, and it was fucked up because it was like people that were just about to start getting, like, people just started getting better. Like, these fuckers were like, one guy was about to get discharged that day, like, and shit like that. And he was just murking them.
Not today.
And the crazy part about him, bro, is he killed 30 to 40 fucking people. And that's a lot.
Before they caught him.
Yeah. No, so the crazy part about him, like, spoiler alert, but
spoiler.
The hospitals were fucking saving him. So the hospitals, like, people would fucking, a nurse, like, coworker would be a whistleblower on this cat, bro. And they would be like, we investigated. No, he's not killing people. It's good. We're good.
So were they were intentionally covering him, or they were more covering their ass?
They were covering their ass for different reasons. Like, and he worked for different hospitals, and he would murk fools at this one and then go work at another one, bro. And each hospital would cover their ass for different stories. One would cover it because they didn't want to deal with it, but like one where he was killing a lot of the fucking people, and where he finally got busted in, or like the biggest hospital where he was killing a lot of people, and he was started to get figured out and shit because he didn't get busted till he left and went to another little shitty one. But like the big fucking hospital, they were about to build a new wing, right? And you don't get approved for loans if you have big pending lawsuits and shit. So they did their investigation and kept it all fucking under the wraps and shit for years. This fucker's murking people, bro. And all it took really at the end of the movie was the detective, a really good detective that wanted to figure out the case, but he fucking just had to go through those medicine dispensers.
Well, so that was gonna be my next question. What was his method? So like he was overdosing them with
pretty much, or like giving them something fucked up that was gonna kill him. I forget the name of the medication, but he would get it from the machine. And bro, the hospital at first, so what killed a lot of it at one point in time, what like brought the situation down for a good while was the hospitals told the detectives that everything's only held for 30 days. Info is only held for 30 days in those machines. And then it's like, like if you don't catch it in those, just like at my work, I know the camera's only safe for 7 days.
Okay.
So if something doesn't spark a flag and you don't go in and save it after those 7 days, you can't go back and look at the footage.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of times in these days, that's how some stuff works. Well, something happened a little later down the line, and that didn't sit well with that, and the detective ended up having to go to the maker of that fucking machine. And he's like, I don't know why they would have told you that. He's like if you really want to, you could fucking,
those records
it's in
are
there.
held.
Yeah, like it's, and so then he went back to the hospital and fucking went to like a CEO, so to speak, whoever was like super in charge, and the detective's like, you lied, like check this shit out. And then that's when it really just started fucking opened up. Like, wow. Fuck. But
did they ever find out what the guy's motive was for doing the killings? Like, was he just a psycho?
He was just a psycho, because he tried to say at the end of the day that he was like trying to put people out of their misery, but he was killing people that were like trying almost to get discharged and shit. But that was
I came in here to have my gallbladder taken out, man.
Yeah, that was his excuse. Yeah. Wow. But you know what was really fucked up? So in that big hospital, he befriended the head nurse, right? Or I don't know. Like I don't know the terminology and stuff, but whoever was in charge of like the 4 nurses on staff on the shift, this lady, bro, like fucking a couple points in time stuck up for this guy, and it was when he was murking fucking patients, and she didn't know. And like for instance, one of the times, this one patient got given lidocaine by the killer, right? And the killer was in charge of that patient. Well, it's a big old cahoot, bro. So the head nurse, I'm telling you, that's the boss. She has a medical condition, and she has these spells, bro, where fucking she gets sick and can't work like during her shift, but she don't want anybody to know because she's gonna get fired. But she has to keep her job because she has kids and like bills and all kinds of shit. Well, so this is the boss nurse. Well, the killer nurse covers her a couple times, bro. And so she says that they become good friends because he's the only one that knows she's sick. And like during shifts,
he has a secret of hers. Yeah. So he knows that she's gonna.
But she doesn't know he's a killer. Yeah. This is just, she's saying that she befriends him really well, and he covers for her. She confides in him. Yeah, and like he's the only one that knows she's sick, and when she has these spells during shift, he fucking covers her, watches her people, and all this and that. Well,
gives them meds for her. Fucking,
well, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, but she doesn't know he's a killer. She thinks he's this good dude, and so she just so that's at this point. Okay, what I just told you. So then there's a patient that was given lidocaine by him, and it fucking kills him. And the investigators or whoever's in charge at the hospital come and is like, what the fuck? And she's like, I told him to give that. And so it covers his ass and shit. Turns out the patient was allergic to lidocaine. But it just gets all covered up because like, oh, it's an accident, and the boss told him to give it to her, and and then it's like, but there's a bunch of cases like that. But then when it comes out, she feels devastated. Like, she's in charge of deaths and in charge of, or responsible for a lot of shit that had happened. So that was another kind of cool twist on it. Wild. But this dude's just a raging piece of shit,
So he got locked up for a long time.
Eventually, yeah.
Well, fuck, you got 40 fucking murders on your head. Fucking A.
That's a lot, bro. Like,
serial killer shit.
Yeah. How many actually get to that number, right? Like, killers, like
before they get caught.
Yeah.
The one, there's a big one. This happened within the last like 10 years, probably. It was in the news. This crazy fucking lady nurse, she was killing babies in the NICU.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. That's fucked up.
Yeah. And she got a high number too before they caught her. I think she got to like almost 10.
Shit. Yeah, because who would think that's happening?
But this was all in the same fucking place. She wasn't jumping around. Like, she was fucking killing them all in the same, and they finally fucking put two. I don't know. I don't remember the details of it.
So what happened was like finally one of that head nurse lady fucking, once people started blaming him and she was still sticking up for him, she like pulled up like all the fucking, I don't know if it's punching in and out sheets or however it was, bro. And like through all the nurses, like 40 of the 80 accidental deaths had happened while he was working, and like it should have been a percentage of like 16%, and it was like 40%. So it had to be that he was killing them.
Yeah. And
so that's what convinced the Boston nurse. That's when she knew. She was like there's no way. Like even like like she figured it out. She knew. I don't know that there was a percentage of deaths that should have been on each nurse's shift out of all the deaths, and this fucker had like triple the percentage. So it was insane.
Wow.
I've been watching a lot of crazy shit. Do you remember the cartoon Street Sharks?
Yes.
I've been watching that. It's on Tubi. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool.
Were they all buff?
Yeah, it was this. It's a story. Like the first episode talks about
how they became.
Yeah.
Gotta look up. I think I'm remembering the same shit.
Yeah,
it was like one of our cartoons.
Yeah.
Right?
But they're like normal dudes, and then they get like laboratory style fucking toxic waste turned into fucking street sharks.
Yes.
It's pretty sick.
I remember this.
So that was just like a little quick thing, bro. I seen this dope ass documentary. It's called I Am Patrick Swayze. Have you heard of that?
I remember when it came out.
So did it come out a few years ago or something?
Probably within the last few years.
Okay, so it was on regular TV on a Saturday night. You know how they play movies, regular TV, and I watched it, and it was really cool. It was just about his life.
He was a bad motherfucker.
He was, yeah, and it was just about his life, and I recommend it to anybody. It's really dope.
Yeah.
Talks about everything. I don't need to get into it, but it's just like really dope. As a kid and just throughout his whole life, his all the movies, you know, like the bangers, Dirty Dancing, talks about it. They have like people, actors that acted with him on the set, Roadhouse, and all the way into Ghost,
Point Break.
Fuck. Point Break. Has that crazy lady from Point Break that's in the army now. You remember her? She's on there talking
Tank
about
Girl.
it.
She was in Tank Girl too. That movie sucked.
So
yeah, no. Fuck.
But it's just a really damn good documentary. Because he was such a good dude, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, just one thing that struck me totally wild that I didn't have no idea. So I always knew him as the ladies. All the ladies were crazy about him, right? And he made those bangers where he was the ladies' man in the movies.
Yeah.
He was married through all that shit. He married his first girlfriend, bro, like his first
one wife.
Yeah,
that's hard in Hollywood.
He was married
you know?
through all that until the very end.
Yeah.
But to me, like. Just like in my head, because, you know, you make this, like you create this persona, you think of somebody like, I figured he was like Roadhouse, like all day long, every day.
Just banging chicks.
Yeah, just fucking pulls up and banging chicks and dancing.
Yeah. That's wild. No, man. And he was like that, like you said, he had that persona of like, he was a man's man. You know what I mean? Fucking cigarette smoker his whole fucking life. That's what ended up fucking He died of pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
So
there was a series, I forgot the name of it, but up until like almost the day he died, he was filming this series, series.
Bro, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was,
but it looks good.
He was a cop, right?
Yeah. And he was like in Chicago filming it because he lived here in New Mexico.
I didn't know that.
So he had a dope ass setup here in New Mexico. So he was a cowboy when he was young. His dad had a ranch. So once he finally was like, had enough money to do whatever the fuck he wanted, he came and bought a little mountain here in New Mexico, and it had a fucking pond and like he could live off the land. Like he would take off for days on his horses and go live off the land, but it's on his fucking land that he owns. But that's how much land he had. He could just go take off for days with his horses and just have fun, live off. And anyway, great documentary, bro. It'll make you like it hits you in the heart, you know. It's a good one.
What was that show? It's gonna bug me. It was an adaptation of a movie, I think. It was a movie first, and then they made it into a show.
With him?
Yeah.
So it was funny because back in the day, they talked about a couple series and a couple movies that he did that I didn't even know. Let me see. It was almost like it reminded me of like the cover of the A-Team, like the cover of his series show from back in the day.
Yeah.
Like he had like
the
a
Beast.
Little, yeah. Okay.
The Beast.
Oh, that's the new one. That's the newer one.
Yeah, it wasn't based on a movie. I'm talking,
there was ones before he was famous. He did a couple things before he was super famous.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever knew he did this roller skate movie?
No.
Like in that one was before Dirty Dancing, and that's got the ladies going for him, bro. He did this dancing, like you know how they used to roller skate dance?
Yeah.
It was a roller skate dance movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
damn,
it was pretty wild. But he had a series back in the day. It reminded me of like the A-Team, that he was one of the character guys, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Tu Wong Fu. I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, they talked about that. That's funny as shit.
Yeah,
they talked about that. Oh, Outsiders. They talked about the Outsiders, bro.
Oh yeah.
But they talk about how good of a fighter and shit he was, bro, and like how even like in Roadhouse.
Usually fucking cowboys, you know, they could throw for whatever reason.
So the guy that his enemy in Roadhouse was on the show, and they were supposedly good friends. But he talks about how he didn't know Patrick Swayze, and he was ex-military, and he came to act on that movie, and instantly on the set, it was like two bulls,
two alphas.
Yeah, just fucking, and they ended up befriending each other because they both respected how badass each other were, and by the last scene, they were really Patrick Swayze told him, let's give these people what they paid for, and they fucked each other up. Like Patrick Swayze had broken ribs after this fucking dude had broken shit, and fucking, so that's how real it was. And he said that it was crazy because there's a point where he breaks Patrick Swayze's ribs because he got mad because Patrick Swayze jacked him up for real, and so he started fighting for real, and there's a point where he gets a fucking log and just cracks it against his chest, bro, and breaks his fucking ribs. And he says he broke his ribs at that point, but he just keeps going to finish the fucking scene. Like it's
wild.
Yeah.
Speaking of like real, going a little tangent here for a sec. Speaking of like real fights in movies, that reminds me. I was listening to a podcast this last week, and Russell Crowe, fucking
Gladiator.
For whatever reason, he makes like the movies he's done recently. Like he did that Pope's Exorcist movie, and he's been like kind of low key. And I've always wondered in the back of my mind, like what's the deal with that? This dude's been like an active musician for like the last like 30, 40 years. So he has a band, and like they travel and tour and shit. Anyway, bro, after listening to this interview with him, I didn't know anything about Russell Crowe, but fuck, man, he's a cool fucking dude. And it makes me want to go. Like, I've seen a few of his movies, but I've never seen Gladiator, as I've talked about on here. Never seen Gladiator. It's fucking wild.
Dude, that's a fucking good-ass fucking movie.
But
I've probably seen it 30 times, bro.
Damn, I got to watch it now. Especially
Maximus Aurelius.
But no, there's he made a movie in the early 2000s called Cinderella Man, where he played the boxer.
Yeah, I remember. It was a big old deal
something
when it
Braddock.
came out.
But he was talking about there's a fight in that movie like what they filmed, and it was legit boxing match, him and this black dude, and fucking they showed the footage of it, and you can like when you watch, you could tell like they're really fucking going at it. And that just reminded me when you said that.
Dude, you need to see Gladiator, bro. Dude, it's so sick. Like, there's one-liners from that movie. You're just like, fucking. So,
like, speaking of Gladiator, like, he's so respected in Rome and, like, all that area. Like, he talks about the story he went with his, he took his kids in the last, like, 5 years. They had never been, so he took his kids and his family. And, bro, he's a huge fucking celebrity just for playing that character.
That movie, you would know why. He's like a god, bro. He's in that movie.
Well, that's how they fucking treat him in real life. Like he went to the Vatican and everything. They're giving him like private tours that like they give nobody. Nobody can do this. Like he went to this one place where the Pope goes to meditate on a daily basis, and they let him in this place, him and his kids, just so they could see it with no tourists. Because I guess usually when you go on these tours, you're surrounded by other people doing the same thing. But he said they fucking treat him like, and he's humble about it. He's not being arrogant about it. But
so who plays the Joker? Joaquin.
Yeah.
So he's the other actor. He's the villain in that movie.
Yes, I know that much.
So the storyline, without telling you too much of the movie, just to get you pumped up about it. So the Emperor of Rome, he's about to die. He's fucking old. And he has a daughter that he's really close to. And his son, the heir of the throne, is this spoiled piece of shit who's just brought up in the castle.
Joaquin,
yeah.
Never seen battle, but
still knows how to fight because he's trained like in the house, like in like
controlled
environment
and
for show, yeah. But he's kind of like a narcissist, real bad, and he wants nothing. He wants nothing but his father's approval, but his father knows that he's a piece of shit. So Russell Crowe is the head general of this big old fucking army, the Roman Empire, bro, and fucking he travels for years at a time, and he goes and conquers fucking all kinds of places, but he has a wife and kid, back at home. But the Emperor is like his dad. The Joaquin Phoenix's dad.
He's like a true the son he didn't have.
He's the son he didn't have, and he fucking travels with him in battle, and like he fucking knows he's such a good man, bro. And Russell Crowe wants nothing but to come back and live on his land with his son and his wife, and just finish his life.
Yeah.
But the emperor wants him to fucking take over.
All right.
So in the first 10 minutes is what I'm telling you. Yeah. That's what happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna watch it for sure. They're making a sequel, as you saw, and it's gonna be like a legit sequel. When I first heard about it, I'm like, they're making and it's actually called like Gladiator 2. So.
Oh yeah, I seen. With Denzel.
Yes. So so the main actor, not Denzel, but like the main guy who's fighting in the Coliseum, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And like this was just explained from like the little synopsis I read. So in the first movie, there's a kid, right? So
yeah, so he's the son of the daughter, Joaquin Phoenix's sister.
So is Joaquin's nephew. Okay. So Joaquin's nephew, that same character is going to be in number 2 as an adult.
Wow.
So that's like the connection. So it's not just some random story. So it's going to be that kid as an adult in the sequel.
So yeah, there's so much in that movie. It's so dope. So right before it gets announced, the emperor tells Maximus, which is Russell Crowe, that he's going to be taking over the empire.
Oh,
and he's telling him, I'm letting you know, you're going to be taking over, and you're going to bring your wife's going to be queen. Like pretty much just telling him, like, bro, like you're going to get your wife. And
but it's not official. It's just word to word.
They're talking about it, yeah, and then like literally, bro. I don't remember exactly. I think after he tells homeboy, he goes to tell his son, and his son fucking kills him right there.
Fuck. So that ends it. There's no other.
He exiles Maximus. He has a Maximus exile. The son.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's you hear about that movie so much. It's like one of those movies where it's like,
dude, no, but it's good. It's fucking good. It's just like, and you've never seen Braveheart either, huh?
No.
Yeah, it's like. When you watch those movies, it's like fucking something shakes you up. Like you're not feeling right the rest of the day. You know what I mean? It's like fucking.
No, I need to watch both of them.
I didn't tell you about the craziest show that I started.
Were you done with the? Were you done with the Patrick Swayze? I kind of took us on a tangent.
Yeah,
there.
I'm done with the Swayze.
Okay, but no, I remember when that one came out, and I like a documentary that's like a biography. So yeah.
So you've heard of cults? I know you know we've heard of different cults, right, bro? I started watching this fucking documentary on Netflix called The Program. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. So I didn't really know there were places like this. You might have heard of this shit, but there's like these fucked up, and there's only a handful of them, but there's these fucked up boarding schools that you could send your kids to that are like fucked up, like prison style. And there's this one, it's called Ivy Ridge, and it's like in fucking upstate New York, bro. And it's for people that like you either can't control your kid and they are a true piece of shit, or you just don't give a fuck and you don't want you're a dude and you remarried and your fucking your new wife don't like your fucking kid, so you send them off to this fucking school, bro.
Okay.
But it's straight lockdown, bro. It's like lockdown and cult style. Like they make them do fucked up shit. They're like disease and fucked up shit is rampant through the fucking facility. You're not allowed to come and go. There's sexual abuse going on. They're drugging up the kids. They're fucking beating their ass. And it's like these cults, and it's fucking crazy, bro. And,
how is it legal?
It's not, like, but they hide it. So there's a place called Ivy Ridge. There's a girl setup section and a boy setup section. And, like, there's all kinds of rules. Like, you ain't allowed to talk. You ain't allowed to fucking. And they do these crazy things like have these seminars like every 6 months and just make people do the weirdest shit, like Scientology kind of shit. You're just like, what the fuck? And it's just to break these people down and shit, I guess, and you're wearing the fucking clothes that you're not allowed to shave. And then there's levels, and like to get out of there, you got to get to this level, and then that's when you're released. And
is that even achievable though?
It's almost not achievable. Yeah. So like, and you're on a point system. So if you do good, you get 15 points a day. And once you reach a certain amount of points, you get second level. Certain amount of points, third level, all the way until the level of you're gonna get out of there.
Yeah.
Like but small things, you lose points. You lose points for this until you're in the negative and shit like that, And like, It's fucking insane the way they treat these kids, bro, and like just it's fucking crazy.
So is this doc specifically about that Ivy Ridge spot, or they show other?
No, well, so the first episode, I'm in the middle now of the documentary, but the first episode's talking about how this Ivy Ridge, blah blah blah, Ivy Ridge, and then it turns out that the kids there, they think that's the only place like that, and then all of a sudden a bunch of more kids shows up, and it's from their sister location. They were told that's where the kids were coming from, but their other location got shut down, and it was in Mexico called Casa by the Sea. And bro, they show these people pamphlets and shit like that, bro. Like it's like all cherry as fuck, horseback riding by the ocean and fucking all kinds of dope shit. And then you go, bro, and you ain't even allowed to look out the fucking window. And
that one in Mexico has the same principle. It's for kids that are either fucked up or like
same thing, yeah.
Parents just don't want to deal with it.
And it's you're sending your kids from America over there.
Oh,
is what it is.
Okay,
bro. The Mexican government shut that fucker down.
Damn.
And the one in America was still being able to function. And how fucked up is that? The Mexican government shut this fucker down, and they just sent all their fucking kids to the American location, bro.
That's wild.
And all they do is they run the homeschool program, like how I say if you had a kid and we can have the homeschool program on the computer. Mm-hmm. That's all they run the homeschool program. Yeah. In the school. Mm-hmm. And so you're just in front of a computer all day, like you're not allowed to look out the window. There's no teacher, like, so you just pass the courses until you just retake the test until you get an 80 and fucking pass. And then if you're fucking like a kid that's resilient, they just beat the fuck out of you. Fucking
beat it out of you.
Just put you in a room and you get 2 slices of bread and 8 ounces of milk a day. And dude, they fucking in the episode I'm watching, they had a riot, the boys' side, fucking, because they wanted to break everybody out, but they end up getting overpowered at the end, right? They send him to fucking jail. Dude, he says it was like a 5-star fucking hotel. He fucking loved jail, bro. Fucking, that's how bad these schools were.
Damn.
He says that shit was a 5-star fucking hotel when he went to fucking jail, bro. But anyway, I didn't know there was shit like this going on. Like, I could have been sent there a la verga.
No, I never heard about that.
And in the documentary, wild. The kids are the people that were in there that are telling about the story. They go back to the facility, bro, and there's still like cabinets full of their files, and they're like,
I wouldn't go back to that fucking place. They try to fucking keep you there.
No, it's not open, bro. It's all condemned. It's all fucking.
So what year did it get shut down?
I don't know.
Oh, you haven't got that point yet. Yeah. Okay.
So it's basically like these kids that never thought that at the time they were going to get out of there and this and that, and now they're rehabilitated. They had left there, become alcoholics. Some of them, everyone's all fucked up.
That kind of makes more sense about the timeline, because I was picturing it like modern day. So I think you can get away with more shit like that back in the 50s, 60s.
So this was happening in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the badge, like this place was flourishing in the 90s.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
They would have one fucking day a year where they got to go outside, one fucking day, and they got to eat what they wanted. And those were the days that they'd have the camera crew there to make their brochures and the fucking commercials that they would pitch to the parents and pitch to the kids.
Yeah.
There were even kids where like this girl talks about how she needed help. She had tried to commit suicide and she was addicted to heroin and shit. And her parents went to the hospital and showed her the pamphlets. This was for the Casa by the Sea. And showed her the pamphlets and talked to her about it and how she was so happy to go that she was finally getting help. And then she showed up there and it was fucking what it was.
Fuck.
Crazy, dog. Horrible shit, dog.
I wonder how many people died in their custody.
Tons, bro. They bury them in the back and shit.
That's nuts.
Yep. And the parents were just they didn't give a fuck, I don't think, because they were just like happy to be
free of the burden.
Fuck. Yeah. Dude, it's worth a watch. I'm still it's one of those ones that's like 4 or 5 episode kind of shit, but yeah. All the stuff stems from this one cult from the 60s called Sinana or something. It's some weird name, but all the cults to this day are like modeled after that one fucking cult. And the dude who started that said that AA wasn't strict enough, so he fucking started his own shit in fucking Cali. And so then a lot of his fucking people started off all these other little shit cults, and that's where like a bunch of them stem from. fucking crazy. Including Scientology and shit.
That's crazy because they were like forced against their will. You know what I mean? As where like
Kidnapped.
most cults, it's weak-minded people. They got
Bro.
they want the group.
You're against your will. Yeah. So they show, like, say you're the parent, bro. Like there's a couple video footages of these kids, like these two big fuckers show up at 3 a.m. in the morning, bro, and handcuff your ass and take you over there, dog. Fucking crazy. It shows like kids at like regular boarding schools that got in trouble for like drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade, and so the dad tells the girl he's gonna go pick her up, and then next thing you know, these two fucking dudes show up and fucking cuff her up and take her to the fucking the Ivy Ridge. And once you get there, there's no phone. There's nothing, bro. Nothing.
Yeah. No contact.
No contact. Nothing, bro.
That's some scary shit.
And you're straight locked the fuck down. She said she showed up to the school, right? This was they go and pick her up from the other boarding school. She thought it was supposed to be her dad. These two fucking dudes roll up, cuff her up, take her. She said she had 2 bags. She had one bag. She walked into the front door of the school, put it down, and she went back, turned around like she was going to go get her other bag, bro. And they fucking grabbed her. They said, you can't leave. And that was like the last time she got to fucking, she was just stuck in there for fucking years. Fucking crazy.
And they could just keep you forever, even once you get into adulthood. Like
that's when they'd probably go drop you off in them. So like say I haven't gotten to that part, but I think like once you turned 18, like they would go like drop you off like 4 states over in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. If you survived it, to make it that long, that's fucked up. That's wild shit. Wow.
That was interesting, bro. Yeah. Have you ever seen that old movie Brick Mansion? Mm-mm. So it's a Paul Walker movie, and the only reason I remember it was when parkour. Remember, maybe like 5 years ago when parkour really hit popular, and it's a movie about him. He's a detective, and
Brick Mansion.
There's a lot of parkour involved in it, and
Brick Mansions.
When I seen it, I saw it for the first time yesterday, and it was really good.
Huh.
I wouldn't say really
David
good.
Bell.
It wasn't really good. Why did I say that?
The RZA.
It was okay.
He's an undercover cop?
Yeah.
Why is he always playing undercover cops?
I don't know. Probably wanted to be a cop.
That was the role of his life.
Yeah.
So...
But it was pretty okay.
He made
that... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
He made that one, like, literally right before he fucking died. That's why, that's why I remember that one.
2014. He was in a movie that was pretty crazy.
What year did he die?
That movie was 2014. Yeah, it came out after he died, so he filmed it right before he died.
Yeah, that's
so
why I remember.
He died in November of 13, and then that movie came out in 14.
See, so there you go.
That was his last movie.
Yeah.
He made a movie called Running Scared. Did you ever see that?
No.
It's pretty cool. He actually plays like a bad guy, but like an anti-hero. And it says this is like the little synopsis of it. A low-ranking thug is entrusted by his crime boss to dispose of a gun that killed corrupt cops, but things get out of control when the gun ends up in the wrong hands.
You seen the one where he has the Alaskan dogs?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's a good one.
Okay. No, I liked it, man.
Hell yeah. But if you get a chance, you might want, if you just have like, you like want to watch a movie where you just kind of chilling.
Joyride. He was in Joyride. That was a good fucking movie. Remember that one?
Yeah.
With the trucker?
Yeah. Wasn't that kind of like a horror movie?
It
almost?
was. Yeah. They fuck with that trucker. Like just fucking with him on the CB, and then like turns out to be a psycho, and then he starts like fucking hunting him down. Him and his brother. Damn. I watched a movie this last week. It's pretty recent. It was The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage. Remember it came out like this last year where he plays himself?
Yeah.
It's like an alternate reality version of himself.
I remember.
It was really good, man. Because like it's not just funny, but it had a decent story. But it's he's like really he talks about. So like like I said, it's like it's him. He's Nicolas Cage in the movie. At the beginning, he's in debt, because it's no secret that he has like crazy spending habits in real life. Like he buys like wild shit. Like he has like like a real T-Rex skull that he bought for like millions of dollars. And he's just wild. He loves cars. He just buys wild shit. And so he has this debt that he has to pay, and this billionaire wants to invite him to a birthday party just to have him as his guest, right? He's just a huge fucking Nicolas Cage fan. He fucking loves him, and that's played by.
I can see it in the preview.
That's played by Pedro Pascal, he's in everything now, and it's funny because like at the beginning he's sitting there with his agent. His agent is played by the fucking guy from How I Met Your Mother, Doogie Howser.
Oh yeah.
So he doesn't play himself; he plays his agent in the movie.
What the fuck's his name?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there, and he's talking about this debt, and like, at first he doesn't want to do it because he's like, I don't want to fucking just show up and like be a guest here. Like, what's that? It's weird. But he's gonna get paid $1 million to do it, and it's funny because he's talking because he's made so many fucking movies in the last 10 years, like all straight to film, like all B movies.
Yeah.
He shits out like
straight to DVD,
like 5 to 10 fucking movies a year, right?
Damn.
Supposedly he makes really good fucking money doing that. But he talks about that. He's like real self-deprecating about it. He's like I got to a point where I was just looking at acting as a job. It was just a job for me. It wasn't pick and choose my roles and do all this and that. He said I'm working, and I thought that was kind of cool because that's probably pretty close to why in reality, you know what I mean? Yeah. But he got to a point where he just looked at it as just a job like any person would. So he'd say yes to any fucking movie just because he's got to stay busy and got to keep working. But it was funny. It had a lot of funny parts. He has this billionaire. He has like a replica statue of Nicolas Cage from Face Off. And he has like the 2 golden 1911s that he rolls with, like those badass gold guns.
Yeah. And
it's just like a statue of him posing. And Nicolas Cage asked him, "How much did you pay for that?" And he's like, $30,000 or something, because it looks like him and it's the real guns and shit. And he's this guy, Nicolas Cage, is in fucking debt up to his eyeballs. He's like, "I'll give you $100,000 for it," because he fucking loves it. He wants a statue of him fucking self. Damn. It's just fucking. It's funny, man. It's funny.
You should have asked him if he could have it. He might have give it to him.
Yeah. And like the movie starts out and they're showing like a scene from The Rock, like somebody's watching that movie. So movie. It's cool. It's worth a watch.
I watch Pauly Shore sometimes clips of his podcast, and he talks about how he's Nicolas Cage's neighbor. I might have told you this, but Nicolas Cage will just roll up in like badass fucking little like fucking like a Corvette, like a badass fucking Corvette, old one, you know, and be like, "Come on, we're going out for the day." Like just see Pauly Shore in his front yard, and he's like, "What the okay, let me go in and grab and lock up," and then he makes Pauly Shore sign a thing about how he can't take pictures while they're out hanging out. Okay. And then they just go out and have like this fucking great fucking day, just whatever, going to eat, go to the fucking Raiders game or whatever, just random shit. Yeah. And that Nicolas Cage pays for it all or whatever, and then they just go back home. Later, go back in their house. But
in Vegas, right? Doesn't he live in Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah. But I always thought that would be wild.
Well, in that movie, he's driving this crazy car, and like at first you're like, "What the fuck is that?" It's an old ass fucking car, and then you get a good shot of it, and it's a Ferrari. It's this Ferrari I've never fucking seen in my life. It's got to be from like the late '70s, early '80s.
Nice cars.
Yeah,
My elbow's been hurting me.
But no, that's worth the watch. I enjoyed it.
Right on. Hell yeah. So when's the last time you seen one of these?
There's been more and more. I've been seeing it more and more, to be honest. 1905? Holy shit.
So when I went to Walmart the other day, they had these and they had RC Cherry, right?
Okay.
But it just got me thinking, like, and so what's funny is, like, you're right. It's probably like something like they're trying to just like bring it back to make some money or whatever, like throwing it out there, and everybody's like, "Oh, I haven't seen that," and fucking buys it, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I did.
Yeah.
But so they just have like pallets in the middle of the aisle at Walmart, fucking. Anyway, anybody who sees it, he sees me with it, says something. I haven't seen that in fucking decades.
Or they don't know what the fuck it is because they're too young to even remember, right?
That could happen, yeah. But I was just thinking through the years. Like I remember getting RC.
RC was big when we were young. Like I remember. Is your first drink?
No.
Okay.
I already killed a case of them.
Oh, okay.
But they
What does it taste more like? This is just my memory, and it's probably a shitty memory. But like I remember, it was like a hybrid of Coke and Pepsi. Like it had its own.
It's like in the middle. And so it's like not as spicy as Pepsi, not as spicy as Coke. Like doesn't burn as much, but it's maybe a tad more spicy than Pepsi.
Yeah.
It's like a middle ground.
No, I remember.
It's okay. It's cheaper.
It's
cheaper. It's like
It's just up above like the Sam's Cola.
Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper than Coca-Cola.
Yeah. No, man, I remember being
just thinking of old soda.
I remember it being huge. Like I remember us getting 2 liters of it. It would be in the vending machines. Well, they're still the same company as Sunkist and 7-Up, right?
I have no clue. But I was just trying to look at these old sodas, trying to like refresh my memory.
RC Cola.
Most of them are still rolling. You ever had sarsaparilla? You ever heard of that? That used to be an old soda flavor.
Sarsaparilla. That sounds like an old fucking name.
Yeah.
So RC Cola and 7-Up are both owned by Keurig Dr. Pepper in the U.S.
Wow.
That's new though. That's something new. Isn't that weird that Keurig fucking bought Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, that is crazy. Keurig, like the coffee machines. Yeah. Well, Dr. Pepper's the best soda. Like in its own, it's in its own fucking league, man. It's
Dr.
crazy.
Pepper. It's weird, man. Like I used to be I think I talked about this. I used to be a huge Dr. Pepper head, and then it just. Something happened with my taste buds.
I always go back to Dr. Pepper. Like I'll drink different shits at random times, but I always have Dr. Pepper.
So listen to this. It says RC Cola, a cola-flavored carbonated beverage that is owned by Keurig Dr. Pepper in the U.S. and RC Global Beverages internationally. The brand was originally named Royal Crown Cola when it was reformulated in 1934. The can on this is 1905 on there, right? So they reformulated it. And began calling it RC. So it's in 1934 when it started being called RC. I could have sworn that Sunkist was in on the mix with them.
It's crazy to think like so they say when soda pop was originated, it was for medicine. Back in the fucking day.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
They also used to say fucking smoking cigarettes was good for you.
No, well, I guess they would put like they would make the mix, like whatever like was in the Tylenol that helps you, like would be in your shot of your fucking soda. It wasn't like drink this sugary soda and you'll get better. Yeah. They actually incorporated the fucking medicine.
Well, that makes sense when you think about like cough syrup and like it's syrup, you know, that's fucking syrup at the end of the day.
It's weird. It's crazy. Yeah.
Did you know that they have? Listen to all these flavors. Fucking, so they have the original cola, they have the cherry, like you said. They also have an orange and a lemon lime RC.
Oh,
who knows where they sell? Who knows where they sell those?
Wish I could find me some lemon lime, and then I could totally switch to RC. I've been drinking lemon lime soda recently.
Royal Crown Ginger Ale was the first product in the RC line.
Wow, that's an old soda. That's why an old flavor.
Ginger ale. Yeah. Well, ginger has a lot of health benefits.
Yeah.
That ties in with the medicine part.
Ooh, cream soda. RC, berries, and cream. A la vez.
That's wild.
I don't know if I'd like that. It says you can buy it at Dollar General. Pick up today.
No shit. For $1?
I'm not big on the berry soda though. Like,
nah.
I don't know. But man, it's really crazy. Like I look at these old soda pictures, and a lot of the shit's still rolling. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, there's some crazy ones on here. Donald Duck Cola, Penguin Ginger Ale.
A lot of them are still going, but none. There's not really. How many new ones break through?
Frosty Pepper, not many. Frosty Pepper. King Cooler Jr. Damn, these are some crazy ones. Surefine Cherry Cola. Huh. Cactus Cooler. That's some old school shit. I still see. You ever seen Cactus Cooler?
Let me see the.
So it's the fourth one over on the top row.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So they still have that till this day.
That's Canadian Dry.
Here it says it's Canadian Dry. Yeah, wow, that's fucking cool. That's wild, bro.
But think about soda companies.
Did you ever try a Jolt? I never
No.
got a Jolt.
No,
that was like supposed
Surge.
to be like some.
Remember Surge?
Yeah,
that shit. They didn't remember when we were young. They always said that they banned it. They made it illegal. That's all. That's nonsense. I don't know.
Too much. I think the caffeine.
Surge was fucking good, and then it made a small comeback. Maybe like 10 years ago, you'd see it.
Not even 10. Like it was recent.
No, okay, you'd see it, but it wasn't the same, was it?
I heard they changed. They put less caffeine or whatever.
Okay,
that was just like about 4 years ago, dog.
Surge was fucking good, man.
Yeah, it came back.
Surge is a citrus-flavored soft drink first produced in the 90s by Coca-Cola Company. I didn't know it was Coke.
Yeah, I knew that.
To compete with Mountain Dew. That's why they made it.
You know what's crazy? You know how I know it's old? I have this fucking vivid memory, bro, of me and my dad riding bicycles on the grand opening of the Montano Bridge. And it was just packed with people, and they had food vendors and shit, right? Mm-hmm. Not food trucks. They had like hot dog stands. And I remember me and my dad riding our bikes and him rolling up to buy us some sodas at the fucking the hot dog guy, and he only had a couple kinds left. And I remember he had Surge, and I can remember drinking a Surge on the Montano Bridge at the grand opening of the Montano Bridge. And let me see what year that was.
Do you remember that the bridge was completed and it took a while for them to let cars on that shit for whatever reason? I remember they completed it, and then like you said, they had like some festivities, but like it took them a while for them to let cars go on it.
Yep. Let me see here. What year did they build the Montano Bridge in Albuquerque, New Mexico? 97. So it wasn't that long ago, but it was a while ago. 97.
So get this. I clicked on the question, why was Surge soda banned? Surge began to see a decrease in sales, which continued until 2003 when Coca-Cola decided to cease all forms of its production, leading to the discontinuation with rising rumors of Surge's supposed adverse effects. That's false. There was no adverse
effects. I just thought it had like a
caffeine. No, that was the thing when we were kids. You know, they're like, this shit's so wild.
Maybe because
they won't
the
let
name,
you have
right?
It.
Just the name kind of makes you think that it might.
And then, do you remember Vault? Vault was like a second coming of Surge.
I remember it. Wow. I don't have that many memories of it.
No, Surge was the shit, man. I wonder how much caffeine that shit.
You know they don't sell sodas in schools no more, right?
Yeah. How much caffeine did Surge soda have?
Do you remember how crazy the soda machines would be when we were in high school, and they would always be empty too? And like every morning those fuckers were there, just fucking pallets of fucking. There was just a line of fucking Pepsi machines. Remember?
Oh yeah, cherry Pepsi was the shit.
Dude, there was just a fucking line of machines, bro. That's fucking crazy.
That's good though. It's good that they
No, it's definitely good, but that's a racket from hell. Think about how much money they would make off of Rio Rancho High School, fucking just in Pepsi.
My strongest memory was, Lincoln. They had the two that were in like on the far side of the cafeteria in that little vestibule, and then they had some more on the other side. Remember that? Like
I vaguely remember, and I don't know why. I just had this memory of the soda being all out, and you had to buy the juice. Remember, they had like a couple different juices too, and like the sodas would be out, and you'd end up having to buy the mug root beer or the fucking juice.
Wild cherry Pepsi all day.
If it was out though, I remember when that shit would run out.
So, Surge did have a lot of caffeine though for a soda. It had 51 milligrams for a 12-ounce can. And it had 69 for a 16. That's not even the full bottle. I remember drinking a lot of 20 ounces of that shit. And that's a lot of caffeine for a soda.
I just remember drinking cans of that one for some reason.
Look how much caffeine's on that. I bet you it's like 10 to 12. Like on a normal soda, it'll be small.
Yeah.
Normal soda usually has like low caffeine. That's why, I don't know if it's a combination of sugar with the caffeine that they said made kids all fucking wild, but
I don't even see it on here.
How much caffeine does a 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola have? 34. Damn.
Milligrams.
How much does a Mountain Dew have?
How much caffeine does a 12-ounce can of Mountain Dew have?
Where's the water coming from this fucking thing? Is it humid in here or what?
Yours is sweating like crazy.
Dude,
Mine
it's
ain't.
like pouring water on me when I drink it.
Damn, 55.
Yeah, I know Mountain Dew has a lot. How much did Surge have? The same?
For a 12-ounce, it was actually less.
Yeah, I know Mountain Dew's the highest. Mountain Dew's the highest.
That's wild. Code Red, 55. Even the, yeah. They all got 55.
Damn.
It's pretty good. I didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah, man. That's fucking crazy.
That's almost a cup of coffee. I think like a standard cup of coffee has like 80 to 90 or something like that. Like this. This is a big can, though. So this has 114, but that's for this size can. Those little minis, the 8 ounces, those are like under 100 milligrams.
Damn. 114?
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Ain't shit.
mole.
I wipe my ass with 114.
Híjole.
What was I going to talk to you about?
That's some crazy shit.
So I want to ask you, this is like a restaurant question. This is an honest question. So this isn't like necessarily a fine dining spot. It's an upscale spot. And I got me a filet mignon, right? 8 ounce.
Tenderloin?
No, filet mignon.
Yeah, that's the cut. That's what the filet is, a tenderloin.
But that's off the tenderloin, right?
Sorry?
The tenderloin, isn't it a few different steaks? Okay. Center cut. Does that mean anything?
Yeah, so that's called your Chateaubriand.
Okay, well, that's what I got. Center cut. You know, the round.
Yeah, the Chateaubriand.
Like, think of what a Victoria's filet is, right? That's that, what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So
the Chateaubriand is going to be your center cut, the best cut of the tenderloin.
Okay.
All the steaks are filet mignons.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All steaks are filet mignons?
Off the tenderloin.
Off the tenderloin, okay. So I ordered that for
How many ounces?
8 ounce. Is there such a thing as a place not wanting you to use steak sauce? They want you to like enjoy the meat for what it is? Is that such a thing?
Yes, to an extent. Usually, if the chef doesn't want you to use steak sauce, there will be some sauce that he had made.
Okay. So that answers my question a little bit more.
But there's definitely a thing of chefs don't wanting you to use A1 or like a fucking Heinz 57 on their food, because if they've created a sauce like a nice demi-glaze or a nice kind of jus, they would want you to use theirs.
Okay, so it was a wood-grilled, center cut. What's the name you said again? What's it called?
It's French. Tenderloin.
No, but the French name for it.
Chateaubriand.
Chateaubriand. So this steak came with a red wine sauce.
Red wine sauce. Okay.
Is that common for a steak? Like, you'll see that?
Yeah, because it's a brown sauce, right?
Yeah.
Brown?
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't get much flavor off of it that I would notice, but the steak was seasoned really well. Delicious. Cooked perfectly. But the waitress didn't even, you know, how often you go to, they drop your steak off, do you want steak sauce? She didn't even offer steak sauce.
Some places don't have it, even to that point.
So I was about to ask, but being that it was a nicer upscale place, you know, I was like, maybe this is intentional. So I didn't ask for the steak sauce. And I had no problem eating the steak without steak sauce. It was that flavorful and it was that tender and juicy and just perfect. So that was.
Stop you right there for a second.
Yeah.
That's why they don't offer you or have steak sauce.
See, but I don't know the full answer because I didn't ask. If I would have asked, would they have turned me down?
Could have. Sometimes they'll have it. They'll bring it on request. Sometimes the server will be like, tell you like, if I go back there and ask chef for A1, he's gonna fucking throw a pot at me. Like,
okay.
To that extent, you know what I mean?
Oh
like,
shit. Okay.
Yeah, like, you know. So But that being said, it needs to be that perfect if they don't fucking have the steak sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you're that good, then you can get away with it. But
I could see where
as a chef though, I'm not mean to people like that. I want you to enjoy your food.
It's kind of a snooty thing,
however
right?
you want to enjoy it, I want you to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But a lot of chefs just have that ego or have that, like they want you to eat it how they fucking put it, and that's that. That's become a thing over the years too. Mm-hmm. I think recently with everybody thinking that they're so-called chef, but that should be really limited to like places like you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this isn't like I said. This place isn't fine dining. I was gonna wait to tell you the name. So we went to Seasons 52.
Well, a steakhouse or whatever. That one's pretty fancy.
I mean, there isn't a dress code. I mean, there was like I would have felt like I didn't wear a fucking.
I know that they have real chefs there.
I didn't wear a suit and tie, but I wore a nice shirt and nice pants, dress shoes. I wasn't wearing it wasn't crazy, but there was people in there that were like wearing. I saw some other guys that were wearing like t-shirt, and I would have felt like a real asshole if I'd have walked in there in a t-shirt. Like I would have felt uncomfortable. But that was the first time we went there, and it was fucking tremendous, man. The food was fucking good. Their thing is, all their dishes are 600 calories or less. Is that weird to you?
Nah, not in this day and age. Sounds stupid as fuck, but whatever.
Well, the portion could have been. I mean, I got the steak, but like the sides were small. Like they come like mine. It came with.
Sounds like some modern shit to me.
It came with mine came with a Yukon mash. And asparagus, but then they have sides you can order like it says for the table, and it's like bigger. They weren't appetizers because they had a separate appetizer section.
But that excludes your calorie count, right?
Yeah, you'd be going over. So there's a way you could get around that. You just got to order more shit. But like,
it's just that to me. That's just like a cool little bonus that they put on there.
Makes people feel good, like they're being a little healthier.
Yeah, but then it's really not true unless you just stick to that one plate.
Exactly. But no, it was a really good experience. Definitely,
I've heard good things. I know a couple people that work,
and it's impressive.
There. I think there's a couple of them.
Well, it's impressive because they're a chain.
Yeah.
Around the country. We only have one here. I don't know if there's one in Albuquerque, but I don't know if there's one in Santa Fe.
I thought
maybe
there was two for some reason.
No. So Seasons. So there's a local restaurant over in Old Town called Seasons.
Okay.
And that's totally different.
This one's 52?
Seasons 52.
Okay, that's what it is.
But so for them to be so on point, it being a chain, that in my eyes, that means they have a close eye on their whole operation,
My favorite places to go are chains, man, to be honest with you, for a steak.
Yeah. But no, so I was just curious about that. I was tempted to ask for the sauce, but I'm like, this will be like
would have been a yes. It could have been, yeah. Who knows? Who knows what kind of response you would have got?
Yeah. Okay. But then thinking about it, I'm like, that's the first steak I've ever eaten without steak sauce. So I'm like, I really got to like taste the flavor of the meat, and then they would grill it. So it had like, the flavor from that, the seasoning, so on and so forth.
How much was the plate?
It was, for the 8 ounce, it was, I think it was like $48, $49, something like that.
Not bad.
The price difference between the 8 and the 6 wasn't big, so that's why I got the 8. But,
nice. Yeah, no, it sounds good.
No, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
You go to a nice spot, honestly, and you go to nicer spots. There's places that like they make their own ketchup sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get fucking ketchup.
No Heinz. You got no Heinz over there.
They make their own mayonnaise. You can't get fucking mayonnaise. You know what I mean? Like you go to Gordon Ramsay Burger, you can't get fucking Heinz ketchup. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Shit like that.
And then their desserts, they come in these tiny little cups. Like they're not super tiny. Maybe about the width of that, and then maybe about like that tall.
Mm-hmm.
And we each got one. I got the tiramisu, and it's like tiramisu in a cup, but however they make it. But then they have like different kinds. Like they got a turtle, like for the mimicking like the turtle chocolate.
Turtle what?
Like the turtle candy. You know the chocolate.
Yeah, but turtle tiramisu or what do you
no,
mean?
No, no. Tiramisu is the only
You're saying
thing.
the cup. Okay.
Yeah.
Turtle cup or whatever.
Yeah, and then they have
Sounds good.
different types of cheesecakes. They have a cookies and cream one.
Those come in the cup or as
all the desserts come in a cup,
okay.
and I think that's how they keep the desserts on a lower calorie. So they don't bring you a whole fucking plated, a big slice of fucking tiramisu.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
But no, it was enjoyable. Place was packed. It's deceiving when you see it from the outside. It's right there on the corner by Coronado.
I could see it in my head, the restaurant.
Yeah. But if like the inside is, the outside doesn't let on what the inside's like. It was really nice. It was a good time.
Sounds pretty good.
No, but I had that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk to AJ about that because I'm a novice when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. You don't want to look like that guy on the movie Waiting, no?
Yeah.
Orders a well-done steak with ketchup.
Yeah.
No. Ain't nothing set off the taste of a steak like ketchup. No.
I forgot about that. It's hilarious.
And then you start eating your dessert with your fucking spoon.
No, dog. No. It's resolved.
You weren't in seasons.
It's resolved.
You weren't shoveling that fucking dessert.
Fuck no. It's been resolved.
Put a fucking napkin right here, Joe. In the seasons. Oh, fuck yeah. That's awesome.
No,
I'm going to go check that spot out, though, now that you recommend it.
No, it was really good.
What was your veg?
I got asparagus.
Asparagus.
Yeah.
Nice.
Came with asparagus, the Yukon mash.
I remember the Yukon because that's one of my favorite potatoes.
So that's the style of potato, a Yukon
Gold.
Yukon Gold.
It's going to be a gold, yeah.
Is that like an easier potato to make mash? Because this shit was like so creamy.
No,
it was like
you usually don't skin them.
Okay.
But I mean you can, but it's usually going to be a smaller. But they're kind of sweet. They got a good taste on them.
Okay.
Yeah. A little bit more flavor than just like your regular russet, you know.
Yeah.
Like almost like not sweet like you're eating a spoon of sugar, but just a little bit of flavor on that tater, you know.
Yeah. No, go check it out. It was enjoyable.
Excuse me.
And yeah.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good.
Switching lanes completely here. Fucking I've been seeing more and more fucking bums, man, with signs that say would like a cheap hotel for the night. You seen this?
Nah, I saw one yesterday. It said broke or something, and I'm like, I'm broke too.
Join the club, motherfucker.
Like, I'm broke too.
But I've been seeing this more and more where they're like cheap hotel for the night. So in their mind,
there's no such thing as that anymore.
Well, for one, they have hotel. But who's gonna get a hotel? You motherfucker, you're gonna get a motel if you're lucky, right? There's a difference. And are they okay? So in their mind, are they actually thinking that somebody's gonna get them a room for the night, or are they hoping that they're gonna give them a little bit more money than they normally would to go towards that cost?
Either or, if they're really lucky, like you're saying, but probably more the second option.
Sneaky sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Ugh, pisses me off.
Yeah, really,
that's some balls.
Really
what good is a hotel room for one night gonna do you? And then you're gonna they're not gonna give it to you. They're gonna have to,
Yeah, bro.
And you're gonna trash the fucking room and like get your fucking bugs all over the bed, and you're gonna dip out after one night. Like, what good is that gonna do you?
It's just rough, man. Yeah,
pisses me off. Just the audacity of that. Would like a hotel for the night. Fuck you.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's real bad. The homeless stuff, and it's sad and it pisses me off, but it's just like to a point now where it's almost like old news, like it's like it gets me fired up too, but I'm kind of just like.
You mean it's sad that you don't give a fuck anymore?
No.
Or sad though that for them.
Sad that it's happening. It's sad that the whole situation. It's sad that it's the drugs. It's sad that nobody on top. Sad that there's so many drugs. So it's just the whole thing, and I mean, people do what they want to do at the end of the day, but
they're gonna
just having such easy accessibility to everything. It's just bullshit, man.
So much fucking laziness,
yeah.
And it's the same lack of motivation to do anything that got them in that fucking spot for the most part. I know drugs is a big part of it, but like
that, and we live in a day and age where I feel like everybody just feels like they should be given and taken care of, and that's fucked up too, because that turns into this whole communist shit that we got going on in the government right now. You know, it's like the way they're gonna fix it is they're gonna make everybody the same. You know, it's not gonna be fucking, you know, the hardworking people that have their shit. It's gonna be, they want the bums to have fucking half of what we got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fucking handouts.
But it's just that'll never work either, because some people, you can give them everything in the world and they'll just fucking keep
fucking putting their hands out,
depleting all their resources. You know, it's just the way it is. Yeah. But yeah, those names on the signs, it makes me laugh, bro. I seen one time, like a big one, bro. A dude had
fucking paragraph on there.
Yeah, like he got the banner and then flipped it over and then like jacked somebody's banner, you know, like the Bud Light banner.
Oh shit!
But I'm just like, man.
And then they trash the streets, bro.
I've seen them recently, fucking holding their sign, nodding out from being fucked up on drugs, bro. Sitting there, fucking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, if someone had a dollar out their window, you wouldn't even know it right now. This fucking dude's like that, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no, and they just leave fucking trash everywhere, bro. Like, it's like, you want respect, you want fucking this, you want that. Why don't you fucking?
So I've seen
not leave a fucking
I've seen
mess,
one or two before.
Fucks.
Like, I don't know if it's to try to get more money or what, but like they'll have their trash bag, like trying to act like they keep their shit all cherry, you know, like it's fucking pretty funny. It's all ploy to try to get more money. Whatever they're doing, they're trying to get fucking more money. You know what I mean? And it's sad that it's turned into something where people can make it into a job. Like, it shouldn't be an option to be able to do that as a job. And that's what's going on
supposedly
right
they
now.
put this law into effect. In certain medians are not allowed to do it. But
recently they're starting to I've noticed just very, very recently, I think it's going to happen more and more, but it's gotten so bad that they're being forced to have to do something about it now. Because it just spiraled that straight out of control. It's almost like they're living on the corner where they're fucking panhandling from now and shit. Like, so I do know, I think they're going to start, and then who knows what'll happen after a while, but I think they're trying to clean it up a little bit, but it's so bad, the panhandling. It's like a job is what I mean. Like, they even make a racket out of it. They're like working together and shit. And
like you said, these people are going to do what they're going to do regardless. Like, I think they need to fucking, like how they do in bigger cities, they just need to, like, we need to round them all up and keep them in a certain fucking area. Like, those shitty areas down there off fucking Mountain and, like, First, they're already a good little fucking Mountain and First, Mountain and Third. There's already a good little group there. Fucking push them all down there and fucking keep them there. And fucking, this is your area. Do your drugs. Fucking do what you want to do.
And how do you do that? You just keep going and dumping them back off?
Just pick them up, drop them back off. Be like, stay in your fucking area. This is your area. You want to live out here on the streets? You want to do drugs? Stay on this fucking block. That's what Skid Row is in L.A.
What's to make anybody do that? Like, you tell someone that, I can tell you, fuck you.
Then you club them in the fucking head, and then they wake up. That's how it should be.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. Like, I see what you're saying. In some places somehow that they made these designated areas, but like, I could just, bro, like, man, it's crazy. The bums don't give a fuck, bro. We'll be yelling at the bums, bro. They'll start fucking launching boulders, fucking and shit. Like, it's crazy, bro. They don't give a fuck. It comes down to a point on whoever is gonna win is the person who least gives a fuck. So, like you said, that's the point it's coming to. You're gonna have to billy club this fucker and fucking take his life from him.
Not already say take his life, billy club him, and then he wakes up back on the block.
Hit him in the head. Because if I billy club someone in the head, they're going to fucking die. But no, I get what you're saying. Because remember, like, my thing is, I'm like, they should have the water cannon guy cruising around. Fucking one person up there, like the 50 cal.
Yeah.
And just, you're driving me, and then we see there's a little camp right here, and blast them out and tell them, go over there, and you ain't going to get blasted out.
Like they had that park, right? That park that was fucking, had the train when we were kids. Like, they kind of had them kind of in that area.
Yeah, but it got bad. Remember, I was telling you, my homie went to go get ice. My cook went to go get ice, and he was taking the freeway over there, and he just seen a big old fucking fire.
Yeah.
It was their fucking orgy bonfire. Yeah, it's bad, bro. But I agree, like you, like, it needs to be drastic to the point of, like, almost like, what's that movie with fucking Kurt Russell? Something L.A., The Streets of L.A. or some shit. where he's
Snake
Plissken.
Yeah.
And they just literally exile.
Escape from LA.
But they exile them, to where they can't even get out. You know what I mean? Like it's like an island almost, so to speak, kind of thing. Yeah. That's kind of how that Brick Mansion movie is. Okay. It's to a point where the cities are sectioned off by military fucking. Yeah. You go over there, it's Rio Rancho, and then over there, Albuquerque, it's bad. But you gotta the people from Albuquerque can't just come to Rio Rancho like everybody. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's bad. But man, those signs are funny. They could be funny. Those signs, bro.
There was one. It was like a meme that I saw, and it looked like it could have been here because it had a nice blue sky in the background. But the guy said, "I'll kill your boss for $10." All right.
I seen that guy that one time just holding the air sign, just standing there. Just like, what the fuck? Some fucking. And then I laughed too, where I'm sure you've seen it. I've seen it a handful of times, but you pull up and they have their handful of markers, and they got all their fucking. They're trying to create a new sign to fucking.
Oh, I've seen them there. I'll crouch down and they're thinking super hard on what they're gonna write. It's like,
and they got their colors and their fucking.
Fucking art project.
You know what's real crazy, and I've seen them less, but for a while I saw a bunch, but still on the same corner. It's the Montano and no, the other side, the freeway. Right where Montano turns into Montgomery, turning to go to the Top Golf right there. There's always the Indian lady selling flowers, nice ass bucket of roses. But I know some crazy bastards dropping them off all over town with the bucket of roses. I don't know if they're illegal and they got to work for whoever they're working for.
It's the same thing as the funerals, Probably the same fucking people.
To me, well, the rose to me is better because you're getting a fucking rose. It's your choice to buy it or not. These fuckers are lying intentionally, saying somebody's needs help. That's fucked up. That's a scam from shit right there.
No, that's no fucking
picture of the person.
No conscience.
On the tip bucket and shit.
Yeah. It's the homeboy across the street. They just took his picture and put it on there. Wait a minute.
Damn.
Familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That's some crazy shit. Could be someone could make a little reel thing about the different
scams,
the different signs, different. Just travel the country, seeing which state has the craziest signage, the bum signage.
They could be a contest. You're the best bum with a sign. You get a good amount of money.
You can't let them know that they're in the running, though. You know?
But you're a semifinalist. You're gonna find out.
That's crazy.
Wow. All right, man. I got nothing else to wrap this motherfucker up.
Wrap it up.
Thanks for tuning in as always. Brand new episode next week. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share this shit. Go listen to the audio version wherever you get your audio podcasts.
Thanks for tuning in.
AJ and Joe Show. We're out.